Welcome again to Bourbon and Badges, the podcast. I am the Rodinator here with my co-host, Slow Ride and Hound Dog. How we doing, guys?
Yes,
doing great. How about you doing?
Doing great. Studio 77, season 5. Well into it.
Episode whatever.
I think it's actually like the 25th.
25th. Okay.
Dude,
Yeah, I don't know until I start doing the editing. Then I can it actually labels it for us.
Yeah, we're in December, so we're deep in it. But here we go again, guys. Another podcast. I'm excited about some things we're talking about today. Our pre-podcast meeting, we'll be talking about my old employer, CMPD. Apparently, there's some problems with their recruiting and hiring, which we knew because of the shortage, of course. But now we find out that there's a couple of whistleblowers that came out who did the polygraphs for them. So I'll be talking about that.
Sound like you just talked about
it. It goes a bit deeper than that, Slow. Okay.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah, we're gonna level up a little bit here from kindergarten. Okay, we're gonna get over here.
Yeah, we're gonna do a shout out also to Houston PD for a couple of things they're doing.
Right, and Hound Dog's got some cold case he wants to talk about, which sounds very interesting, and also going to touch on swatting, and that's not swatting flies or swatting whatever. It's something going on that's pretty dangerous. Can actually get somebody killed. Has to do with policing, of course. Yep. Has gotten people killed. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. But of course, before all that, we're going to go ahead and touch on some bourbon.
Oh yeah, man. And that's not a cold case. That is actually a case. Hound Dog, you already worked, and
I've already worked.
Guys going to jail and released.
Yep.
4 Roses, small batch.
Now, this is not the one you guys have done that you love. This is his little brother. So we'll see how this
still good
goes.
Stuff.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. What about you, Hound Dog and Slow?
Yeah,
Larceny, barrel proof.
Barrel proof, 126.6 proof.
Nice.
Stepping up the game.
Yep.
Okay. Benchmark small back. Nice. 90 proof. Okay.
I've already done this on the podcast, so I'm not going to rate it. It's pretty damn good, though.
Pretty damn good. There you go. Perfect.
Yes, barrel proof is like taking a cab instead of a bus. You'll get you there so much quicker than 126.6 proof.
Yeah, no doubt.
There you go.
It's kind of empty, though. We had a good buddy of mine, Steve, come up, Steve number 3, come up the house last night. And we just sat on the front porch and smoked a cigar and sampled this and the small batch select, 4 Roses.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's why it's half empty.
Nice.
All right, guys. So let's get the thing started, man. Let's get some pours going on.
All right. Hit the button.
Hit the button.
Hitting the button. Ah, there it is. All right. Mine's a 4 Roses small batch. Is a straight bourbon. It's Kirin Brewery Company. Kirin Brewery Company. It's a 90 proof. Its mash bill is 75% corn, 20% rye, 5% malted barley. And price point, about $30 a bottle.
Yeah, they have a great single barrel as well.
Yeah. Color's good,
Yeah, looks good.
Usual color. And I'm going to go in for a little nose action here.
Yeah, I tell you, on this Larceny barrel proof, 126.6 proof, it doesn't smell like that. It's not that way on the palate either. It's very
Does it smell like straight gasoline?
Soft.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, man, it's very, the mash bill is 68% corn, 20% wheat, 12% malted barley.
Okay.
And the wheat really comes out on the nose. It's real sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all Larcenys have wheat in their mash bill. I know there's regular Larceny, barrel proof and all, but yeah. It's good. It's good pour.
Boy, that opened me up.
Yeah, mine's got oak, a little citrus in it, and some spicy stuff going on.
So what you got on the palate there, Rodinator?
It's good. It's got a little bit of a sting to it, but it finishes nice.
So what's the proof on it?
It's a 90 proofer.
Yeah, I like about 90 proof. That's about the best pour I think.
Yeah,
this doesn't feel like a over 100 proof, but it's a 126. But it doesn't feel that way on the palate. It doesn't feel that way going down. It's very nice finish. It's very oaky, vanilla, maybe like a little sweet pear to it, maybe.
Yeah, that's good.
Pops.
Okay,
this stuff's good right here.
Pops on this.
I can imagine what you guys are drinking. The small,
yeah.
4
And on my benchmark, it's I think it's a Buffalo Trace product. Of course, it's a mash bill number 1, which is less than 10% rye in it. and it's 90 proof, and the small batch is right around $19 a bottle. I think it's right in there. So it's very, very reasonably priced, and like I said before, it's really good. I like it.
Right.
Good deal.
Nice.
And how do you say you are not going to rate yours this time because you drank it before?
Right. But if you want me to, I will.
So you should. Maybe somebody to hear the other podcast.
Well, they should go back and listen. I'm trying to get people to go back and listen slow.
Good point. Good point.
Well, about $72 on mine, and I'm gonna give it a drinkability of 9 out of 10.
9.
Oh,
okay.
really?
Daily drinker.
Nice.
Yeah, you drink it a little slower because of proof, but yeah, it's and the more I talk, the more the heat's coming up. I can feel the heat coming.
But you give it a 9 on a daily drinker.
You're a 9, man.
Now again, 10 being fantastic, 1 being crap, 7 or higher being a daily drinker, folks.
Yeah, it makes it got to be at least 7 to be a daily drinker.
How about you, Hound?
I tell you, on mine, I get a caramel taste a little bit, and
Caramel.
that too, and oak, and a little bit of leather, and it finishes just a touch dry, but not so damn dry. You have to drink water after it. But you know what? I think I'll give it about an 8.
An 8. Nice.
That's a very affordable bottle too, right?
It is it's not like $19 a bottle.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm going to go 7.5 for my roses. $30 price point. Like I said, smooth and tastes good. There's no, it's pleasant to drink. There's no, there's none of that. It's good. It's real good.
Right. Now you may know this. I know Hound Dog knows it. And I've said before on the old podcast on the listening side. Do you know where Four Roses got its name?
No.
There's a guy, the distiller. Yeah. The guy on the distiller, and I can't remember the name of the distiller at the time, but it's back in the balls and days, we used to have these big dances and stuff. He asked this girl to marry him. She said, if I show up at the ball with flowers, that means yes. She showed up wearing 4 roses. So they got married, and he changed his name to his distillery to 4 Roses.
Oh, fucking sweet.
A little romantic little story there. You need to tell Mama that one, and she'll like that.
Yeah, not my mom. I'd be like, "Wow, that's corny as shit."
Now, actually, Slow Rise bottle, the Larceny has a unique story to it as well.
It does.
What is that?
Slow remembers it.
No, go ahead.
He remembers the back during the Prohibition days. I can't think of his first name. His last name is Fitzgerald. It's probably there on your bottle. But he had the keys to all of the distilleries, the rick houses back during Prohibition, and I think he was a Prohibition agent, a revenue.
John E. Fitzgerald.
Yeah, John Fitzgerald. He was I think he's either a Prohibition officer or a tax agent. Can't remember which, but he would go in after hours since he had the keys to the place and steal from the best barrels of the distillery. Whatever the best barrel was, whatever distillery he went to, he helped himself and had bottles and bottles and bottles of. Then
so he was larceny. He was larcening that shit.
He was stealing it. That's why it's called larceny.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, larceny. Yeah.
And the very first bottles that came out had a key, a skeleton key just like that, and a little lock that was hung around the neck of the bottle.
Yeah.
Excellent. Cool. So to recap, we got 3 daily drinkers: 7, 5, 9, and an 8. So larceny, good to go. Benchmark and 4 Roses small batch. Sweet.
Let's enjoy this thing, man. Let's enjoy these pours while we sit there and tell these police stories.
Hey, I got another thing I want to talk about real quick and touch update, if that's okay. You remember all the Ray Kruth story?
Yeah.
Ray Kruth, the football Panther player drafted, had his girlfriend Sharika Adams killed.
Yep.
Just a quick update. He got out of prison a while back. He did 19 years. So that's not part of the story. But the guy that killed Sharika Adams, Van Brent Watkins, big old black dude, he's the one that killed her. He was the one that was on the stand that blew the whistle on Ray Kruth and all that. Well, he died in prison a couple days ago. So throw a party.
Really? Oh, there you
go. He died.
So he got life in prison.
Yeah, he got life in prison. Ended there, that piece of shit. So he's done. But cause of death still not known yet. But yeah, I just thought that's just another little nail in that coffin for that terrible story. You know, she was pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
And she was at the stoplight, and
Yep.
they did a drive-by and killed her, but the baby was saved, but has some mental issues, and now lives with, is it Ray Cruz's mom or Shrika Adams' mom?
One of I think it's Shrika Adams'
Somebody's
mom.
Yeah. But he has some problems and stuff. Very sad story. Really
And
sad.
that's the whole thing ever too. Call her being pregnant. That's why he wanted
That's
her
it.
dead.
That's it.
Yeah.
He just got recruited. He was going to have think about this, guys. He was going to have this like great career in football. You know, catching football. Carolina Panthers, multimillionaire. He goes from that to being so damn irresponsible, evil, whatever you want to call it, cheap because he didn't want to pay child support, whatever. And he this whole elaborate murder scheme, you know, murder for hire, which I'm sure we're going to hear about later. And there it is. So,
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, the good thing about it
sad.
is the Panthers can use him now, so they'll re-sign him.
Yeah.
They need all the help they can get.
Yeah. He's about our age. He's not quite his 40-yard dash has gotten a little slow.
Have you seen the rest of those Panthers play this year? So,
oh yeah,
it's not
1-12.
The team.
They got their asses kicked again. Yeah, just ridiculous. Yeah. But okay, so onward and upward, guys. So my old employer, CMPD. We've had, and I have a little bit of the inside scoop just because I worked there and I was at a level where I heard some
just
things.
for clarification, CMPD is Charlotte Mecklenburg
Police Department in Charlotte, North Carolina. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right.
And there's always been there's hiring issues across the board, across the nation, right? Nobody wants to be police officers because of all the crap that goes on. Everything you see on TV, they can't catch a break. They're held to this like incredible standard. We talked about Derek Chauvin. Basically, is in prison for nothing. You know, it's just a worthless job right now that you really can't catch a break. So they have an incredible deficiency in officers. And the inside story I heard is they're up to like 500 short. It used to be 200 to 300.
You're what, about 2,000 man team?
Well, yeah, our code numbers went up to 6,000, but officers on the street 2,000 ish in there.
Yeah, it's pretty good size department.
Yeah, and that's not enough. That's a pretty good chunk short. You know, 13 districts. I think they still have. You know, you divide that by 500. You know what I mean? I mean that each. You know, it's pretty substantial. Anyway.
Yeah.
So apparently, what has been happening is, what happened just recently. Whistleblower came out. The people who do the polygraph examinations. Two of them resigned together on the same day. They came out with these allegations, where basically. The CMPD, and I want to say this delicately because it's still kind of forming, but the allegation is that CMPD higher ups, in particular, I believe a lieutenant was mentioned, would ignore the polygraph results to the point where people who would normally fail the polygraph would be allowed to go through the process and continue on because of the shortage. Now, of course, polygraph's not admissible in court, right, and all that, but it is used as a tool to try to weed out good and bad applicants, right?
All right.
Not only that, but the psych evaluation, another part, right? Background investigation, all these things put together and, in my opinion, safeguard the people we hire, the people who we're going to give a gun and a badge to go out and protect and serve, right? And when we don't have things like this, then we have things like that happen in New Orleans or Miami back in the 80s, where you have organized groups of cops, crime organizations within police departments, shaking down drug dealers, protection money being paid, all that kind of stuff. That's what happens when you lower the standard. And I've had these arguments when I was in a little bit of personal, I've had these arguments with some people, some majors and some deputy chiefs. And I said, you can't just keep lowering the standards, because as you lower the standards, we're going to have more and more problems with these guys guys and gals on the street, because they're not the quality we need. It's just shown to be true. It's shown to be true that the quality of person will affect the career. If you get a bag, you might fill a hole right now, but they're not going to last a year or two because they're going to end up in IA or charged with a crime.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's an honor to be a cop, because it's no easy task.
No, it jumped through a bunch of hoops. I got denied the first time I applied in 1993, and I got denied.
Standards.
Yeah. That's the only way I got on. I had one traffic ticket on my license, and they said, nope, we won't take you. Got to wait till it comes off. I'm like,
Yeah, I think when Hound
Really?
Dog and I went through it,
one traffic ticket.
1986,
Yeah.
it was like 12 week, a 12-week thing. Each week you had to do something different.
Yeah.
It took 12 weeks just to get through the application phase.
Yep.
Yep.
So anyway, these two folks come out and they just said that basically they had to resign because they felt like some of the people that were passed that they were saying the way this goes is this: they go take the polygraph. It's a 2-hour minimum process, could be as much as 4. So it's pretty in depth and pretty arduous. And they would get the results back, and the common questions asked, about crime, drug use, different things like that. Just trying to see what kind, and they're tailored questions put together by psychologists and different people like that to elicit response. And they ask it more than one way. You know how it works, guys. And they have you hooked up to the machine, and then they check your heart rate and pulse and all that, and it goes from there. So it's a tool just to see if you're being deceptive. Would you agree?
Yeah.
That's what I would say. That's what it basically is. It can say, "Oh, we have a problem here because see how this." So, and it's if you fail a polygraph, you can't be a cop.
True.
But apparently now,
You can.
that's been thrown out the window. So this one person who was doing the polygraphs, who resigned, said that coupled with nepotism, which we know nepotism is, my cousin wants to be a cop, so I say, hey, this guy, next guy going through the polygraph, well, he's my cousin, so wink and a nod, so push him through, so a whole lot of that's going on now. And this person said that she would say about 25% of this current class of 80, which is they started out at 81, they're already down to 65 because of people just dropping out the first couple of weeks.
That PT, that was it, POPAC, whatever. That
apparently what is all coming out is they're ignoring the polygraph. They're ignoring the JPAT, the physical thing too. And I'm just wondering, I haven't heard anything about the psych evaluations, but I don't know about that. Think about
wanting bodies, what they're wanting.
Yeah, how does right? What happened? All of a sudden we got 80 qualified people.
No,
this all makes sense because all of a sudden,
who even wants to be a cop? That's the biggest thing. Is getting the candidates in the first place.
Right. It used to be like you had a 4-year degree, you go to school. Even college people come out to be police because you can get promoted up through the ranks. Then you could lateral over to federal. You could go state. You could do whatever you want to do. It was a good career with a light at the end of the tunnel, as we all know, with pensions and stuff. So you're not going to get rich, but it's a good way to. And the big thing is you help people, right, and all that. But anyway, so they're blowing the whistle now, and apparently, it's not good because they're indicating that this has been going on for a while, and there's just a lot of officers out there who shouldn't be officers. And again, and let me just mention this: felony drug use. I'm talking cocaine, methamphetamine, heroin. You could also be hired with a felony on your record, according to this person. And there's 2 people hired at CMPD who don't speak English.
At all?
At all.
Okay.
How they even go through the rookie school?
But maybe it was civilians? I don't know. A civilian hire? I don't know.
Man.
Well, I can see the reason to speak Spanish, but you need to speak English.
Those are what, Schedule 2, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Schedule
that's
2.
incredible. It's incredible. I mean, I get it. You smoked marijuana in college, right? Maybe that's, but these are pretty hard drugs. Cocaine's a pretty hard drug.
And meth.
And methamphetamine,
Meth is Schedule 1 because there's no use for it in the medical field.
No medical use. Yeah, no medical
it's
use.
a Schedule 1.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and yes, people don't realize too is a lot of times you get these break-ins middle of the night. You're sitting on somebody's business. You go in there and the cash drawer's there, the safe's open, whatever, and they're just thousands of dollars of cash. There's not to mention the merchandise and the other things of value inside there. You
just open yourself up for somebody to go in and steal that stuff. When you hire people,
you're walking around with an issued weapon on your side, right? You're walking around with an issued weapon on your side, OC spray, taser,
Yeah,
You're driving
convicted
you're
felons
driving
can't carry guns.
Yeah, you're driving a
Can't
car
possess
with blue and lights. You can pull people over. You can do 100 miles an hour, chase somebody. I mean, you can pull people's records. If you're so inclined to like be a stalking kind of crazy person. I mean, who knows?
Well, let me ask you
But
this,
anyway,
Rod.
I thought that was crazy. This just came out a couple days ago.
Like Slow Rod just
I
said
saw it
that
and I just
you said that there are people out there that's getting hired with felonies on them. How in the world can they carry a gun legally? They can't if they have a felony on them and they get hired by the police department. You give them a gun.
It depends which one.
You
I guess
can't
right?
own or possess a gun, but you can have one of ours.
Yeah,
yeah. Apparently, or maybe convicted of felony, charged with a felony. I don't know. Maybe the wording is a little bit. I'm not sure, but it's not a good look. It's not good at all. They're letting a lot of people pass. Do you remember who was the guy who was assaulting women on duty? CMPD just a while ago. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I remember his name. Over and things.
Pulling them over, Spanish women especially. Yeah. They did a background on him and they cleared him back then. But apparently he went to UNCC. What was his name? I'll remember. He went to UNCC and they had a police report there for him sexually assaulting a person, a female student of his, a peer, which wasn't in his file with CMPD, and he got hired. The reason I mention this is because then he goes around pulling over women and reaching up their skirts and stuff and ass grabbing them, on stops and stuff and sexually assaulting them. And he went to prison for it.
Good.
But
Good for
that's
him.
what happens. That's what happens when these people get through.
When you lower your standards, you drop your integrity.
Everything. Yeah. There's a reason.
All right,
there's
wait
a reason.
You're not talking about this podcast, are you?
Yeah. There's a reason these things are put in place. There's a reason for the lie detector. There's a reason for the JPAT to see if you're physically fit enough to do it. There's a reason for the psych evaluation, whether you're equipped to deal with people in high stress situations, shooting situations. I mean, all sorts of stuff going on, and when you start letting people go and just checking boxes to get bodies, you start having corruption
Oh
issues.
yeah.
Right.
And you don't know it till it's too late.
Until you have a bunch of complaints like of an officer sexually assaulting women, and then all of a sudden Marcus Jackson.
Okay.
Marcus Jackson. That was his name.
Wow.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah.
I know him. I was there when he was there, so I kind of.
Any response from CMPD on this matter?
No comment so far.
Their comment is no comment.
And are they choosing? Are they choosing not to comment, or just gone to that?
So I was listening to my talk radio on the way to the gym the other morning, and this guy Breaking Brad Jensen had the story. So then I made some phone calls, and then I also went on the website and listened to his podcast with these two people who were interviewed, and that's where I got most of this information. So it's cutting edge, so it's not very thorough. But these are the allegations.
Is he a local podcaster there in Charlotte?
Yeah, WBT radio. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, no, he's a radio guy, but he has his own
podcaster.
Okay, maybe I used the wrong word. He's on a damn microphone. You can't see his freaking face, but you can listen to shit on your phone and listen to what he's talking about. Yeah, so I went to WBT, and he's talking with these two people who resigned because of these issues, and this is what they said. But it's just coming out now. We don't have the other side of the story, so this is all just one-sided. But they did quit, and they did say a bunch of things.
It takes a lot, once it takes a lot to become a cop, and then to become a polygraph operator. In our department, it takes a long time to get up to that level to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So you
invest
a lot of your you invest a lot of your career.
So were these two whistleblowers? Were they law enforcement or were they civilian? Was his law enforcement position as a polygraph operator? Or was it a civilian?
These two, the two females. The one female got her degree in psychology, worked in the psychology field for a year, and then lateraled over to polygraph examiner and went to that. The other lady, I'm not sure what her background is. There's a third one I know that's still doing it, who was an officer who lateraled over and went through the polygraph stuff, and now she's a polygrapher too. But the other two, I think, weren't law enforcement background. They came from the outside in. One had a psych major, and I'm not sure what the other one did. Yeah. Wow. So just it's sad, dude, because I'm telling you, man, you call the police, you're you hope someone's coming that's squared away to help you, and you just don't know who's coming these days.
All right, man, you knew why they're called whistleblowers?
Won't you enlighten us?
I guess you guys caught, didn't it?
Because they're blowing the whistle on something?
Yeah, the origin of the term, the phrase whistleblower attached itself to law enforcement officials. In the 19th century, because they used whistles to alert the public or fellow officers. It has law enforcement roots. But there you go.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Cool.
Till now. Wikipedia knew.
Yeah.
Of course, Wikipedia knows everything.
So I'm kind of it's kind of a black eye now. I just hate it, man, because it just yeah, it's damn Wikipedia, damn right. But all right, are we ready to listen to a little bit of cold case action? Maybe some swatting.
Let me throw a little good news out there.
Okay.
Let me throw a little good news that way about cops. Yeah. Hound Dog, get the back seat.
Yeah,
I'm in the back seat.
Stand up.
Now, I'll be here drinking.
Julian is 8-year-old. Yeah. Well, like that's something new. Like you got to tell us that. Yeah. Now, Julian, 8-year-old kid with terminal cancer, has to go to Houston for, I think he lives in Texas, but he goes to Houston for his treatments. Houston SWAT team found out about this, and they made him an honorary SWAT member for the day. They teamed up with Primary Arms. Primary Arms is a civilian company. They sell firearms, optics, ammo, stuff like that. Also in Houston, Texas, to outfit this young man out with everything and made him an honorary SWAT member, and I think that's really cool. I think that's
that is cool.
Something they didn't have to do, something they wanted to do, and made this young man's day.
Yeah.
Shout out to Houston PD, Houston SWAT team, and Primary Arms. If you want to buy stuff, you can research Primary Arms just by going primaryarms.com and get straight to their site, man. Support these people. These are good people.
Heck yeah.
Man. I ran across that in police news that I thought that's worthy of repeating.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Yep.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, Hound Dog.
Can I get back in the front seat now?
Yeah, go ahead. No, you can drive from the back seat. How about that?
All right, sounds good. No, what I'm going to go over is a case. It's not a cold case. It's a case that I worked back in 1997. It's a murder for hire case. And my partner and I at the time, Roy McInturf, we were, in Vice Narcotics, and we figured, we were thinking of what can we do, trying to think outside the box to mainly to get people to solicit for prostitution, so we can arrest them for, prostitution stuff. Well, it didn't quite go like that. We ran an ad in a newspaper. The ad read, "For hire, we'll do anything, no questions asked, professional."
Put your glasses on, Paul.
I had to. Professional and discreet. And I had a phone number. Well, the phone number rang at my desk there at the Gastonia Police Department. I brought I got a copy of the original ad. It's right there circled. You can see it. But anyway.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, nice.
But that was
for hire.
Yeah, that was in Gastonia Gazette or Gaston Gazette on Thursday, October 16th, 1997. So we're sitting there working and just thinking about wonder what kind of prostitution type things we can get going. And my phone rings at my desk one morning. And I answer it, and the lady says, "Is this Randy?" I said, "I don't know who Randy is. There's no Randy here." She said, "Well, did you put the ad in the paper?" I said, "As a matter of fact, I did." She said, "Well," she asked me, "Well, what all do you do?" I said, "Well, we do pretty much anything you want us to do. We don't, really ask no questions. And we're, like the ad says, we're professional and discreet. What do you want done?" She said, "Well, I don't know how to say it." I said, "Well, just say it. Do you break bones?" "Yes, ma'am, we do." We do whatever you need us to do. And so I proceeded to talk to her for a little while. I tried to get my tape recorder going at the time, but of course the batteries were dead. I couldn't get a tape recording going of it. But anyway, and after talking to her for a little while, she said that it's her former son-in-law has custody of her dead daughter's children, and she wants to have custody of the children so she can bring them up right. Okay. And so we agreed. Actually, I had vacation planned. I was going out of town this weekend that we talked. But so I had Roy meet with the lady there in Gastonia. And she went from wanting to know if we could break bones, if we could just outright kill them. And, said, whatever you want to pay for, that's what we'll do. And
well, it is Gastonia.
It is Gastonia. So we put a video camera in the car, in one of our undercover cars, and the whole thing was videoed. Had a couple backup tapes going so you can at least hear audio if something happened to the video, and this, that, and the other. And during the meet, she's like, you know what? I don't know if just breaking the bones will do it. And Roy's like, okay, all right, what do you want?
You're hired.
You can blow them up. You can cut their heads off and put their heads right in the middle of the road if you want to. Whatever you want to do. Just, I want them snuffed out. So like word, snuff them out. So.
Well, the good thing, you still be a Charlotte police officer, so.
Yeah. Just pull out some of the cocaine you got in your ashtray.
Yeah, they won't use that against you.
Yep. So, once we made it, we set a price, which was very reasonable, I thought. I mean, probably too damn reasonable. I want to say $10,000, and we wanted $2,500 up front, and then the rest of it when the job was completed. And, the lady, I don't know what happened to her, but she started not returning her phone calls, not wanting to meet or whatever. So we let a couple months go by, and we decided, you know what, we better get this lady before she actually finds a damn hitman to kill 2 people. So we get one of the best detective, Gastonia has come out with in quite a while, and Jim Anderson. He goes with us, and we sent him to go arrest the lady at her house. So he goes and hooks her up and brings her back and starts to interview her. And his story to her was, we arrested these 2 guys, and we got them on some pretty serious charges, and they wanted to help themselves, and they told us about you. That's how we come to you, in hopes that she would say something more incriminating. And right. She's like, no, I don't. I remember talking to 2 people, but I didn't say anything bad or anything. I'm just a poor little old grandmother looking to get custody of my grandkids.
Good Lord.
So we interviewed, and Jim came out there. Jim took a break, came out there where Roy and I were. He said, boys, y'all sure you got the right person? I said, yeah, we're damn sure. We got her on video. He's like, man, she just seemed like the nicest little old lady you ever want to talk to. Damn. Well, she ain't. Mm-hmm. And if she had him snowed, boy,
she'd be nice and still be a killer.
I guess.
She's a sweet killer.
Yeah.
John Wick, he killed all kinds of people. He's a nice guy.
John Wick's a nice guy.
Yeah. But so was John Wayne Gacy. But anyway, he
well, he's gay. Why you gotta go there?
Well, he was a nice clown. He was a nice clown. He was a nice
gay clown, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. It's what it is.
Balloon up.
But anyway, after we arrested her.
We're doing so good.
Sorry, yeah, we were.
That's all right. After we arrested her, my wife just turned around the corner, just sitting here looking at me like I'm talking about some crazy shit. I guess I am. But
well, you are drinking, so she knows that. So
true.
That happens when you drink.
So we ended up charging her with 2 counts of solicit first-degree murder, 2 counts of solicit crime to solicit. Damn it, I can't even talk. 2 counts of solicit to commit assault, inflicting serious injury. We arrested her on December the 4th, 1997.
It's an anniversary.
Yeah, nice. It is. So, and it went to court in September. So anyway, we'll get back to the after Jim arrested her and brought her back. We hooked her up, took her to the before the magistrate. No bond, and we said we need to go tell her son-in-law. We looked him up and found his address. He lived in Lawndale, North Carolina, which is on the other side of Falston and Shelby and stuff like that, in Cleveland County. So we go, Roy, Jim, and myself. We go to locate these people, tell them, say, hey, just going to let you know, she did this. And we knocked on the door, and a lady come to the door, and we asked for the guy. And she said, well, he's on his way home from work. He should be here in just a minute. Can I ask what this is about? And we said, we might ought to come in and talk to both of you, to be honest with you. And she said, okay. So
yeah, but you can imagine what's going through her head right then, and she's like, "Oh gosh, waiting on him to get there to hear what's going on."
I mean, we wasn't there. Maybe we wasn't there less than 5 minutes, and he come pulling up into the yard. So it wasn't that long of a wait. So he comes in. We tell him who we are. Tell both of them who we are while we're there. We say, "Do you know a lady by the name of Nora Johnson?" And both of them looked kind of dumbfounded at us.
You're not here to kill us, are you?
They say, yeah. What about her? Then we told them, come to find out the guy's new wife, who she wanted killed, was her daughter, her other daughter. So she wanted her daughter.
She wanted to have her own daughter killed?
Her biological daughter?
Her biological daughter wanted to have her killed along with her husband, who was the former husband of her daughter that died, 2 years before. So here we are, got this crazy ass woman.
You need a damn dance card to keep track of all this shit.
Oh, yeah,
you happened in the mountains.
Well, we was close to the mountains.
Or shootout.
Yeah, shootout. You got that right. But
man,
it shocked us that she wanted her daughter killed, for starters, and it shocked them. And I think after the shock wore off, the daughter's like, you know what? It doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me. But when it went to trial, it was about a week and a half long trial, I believe. And we were able to play the video for the jury to see of her sitting in the car. Yeah. Of her sitting in the car talking to Roy about having her daughter and her son-in-law killed. Their heads chopped off, blown up, snuff them out, as she said. So she ended up getting 12.
That's a funny word, snuff.
Yeah, that's what she says. Snuff them out. She ended up getting 12 to 18 years. I think she served maybe 8 or 9 years and got out. And if I'm not mistaken, I tried to look her up a couple of weeks ago, and I think she may have passed away at this time, because at the time that we arrested her, she was 57 years old, heading into prison. So Nora Johnson.
Well, I'll tell you, the sidebar
got what you deserved.
She was a friend of my aunt's. Yeah, she was a friend of my aunt's, and my aunt called me up when she got charged. Says, "Hey, this is going on, and gosh, she could not have done that. What's going on?" So let me reach out to these guys, Pat. I didn't mean to get her name, but reached out to them and called her back up. Yeah, she's guilty.
Guilty of sin. She sure was.
Isn't that fun? Isn't that funny? Like it never changes. They'll interview people who know these people and go, "That can't be true."
Yeah,
he was a quiet soul. She was such a nice lady. She
all
baked
the
me
time.
cookies, And then you see her on video.
She's
snuff
a nice
that
church
motherfucker out. Break his bones and shit. That's insane.
Snuff them out. I got the video somewhere.
That's the word.
Upstairs. I got the whole.
She's been watching too many gangster movies. Snuff them out.
Yeah, but I got the.
Let me tell you, I don't know if you hear us, brother, but you are a a director's nightmare, a editor's nightmare. We're getting every other word. So if we're not acting right or asking the right questions, that's why. But I'm sure Riverside's got this all cleared up for us when it goes out on the air. So it's going to be cool that way.
Same with y'all. I'm getting every other word y'all saying as well. So anyway, maybe this will go out, maybe it won't.
Yeah, we got bad weather coming through here. High wind, a lot of rain.
Yeah,
a lot of rain, high wind stuff. It's got to be affecting the internet. But no, we should be crystal clear once we get out on the air. It's just, I do have a question, man. If you guys said you wait a couple of months, you're not scared that she's going to hire somebody else to kill these people?
Yeah, that's why we went ahead and hooked her up. We was afraid that she was going to find somebody to actually go through with it and kill them. Oh, and another note to the case, she appealed it to the North Carolina Court of Appeals. And they came back and said that, and she appealed it because she said the ad in the paper was entrapment. And if you know what the laws of entrapment is, you have to make somebody do something or say something they wouldn't normally do or say, that a reasonable person wouldn't normally do or say. I think that's right. But
what the hell was that?
Yeah, but the North Carolina Court of Appeals came back in our favor. I have the letter, that they sent out, so everything's good. She's, went up to be with her daughter that passed away.
Wow,
That was about it.
Grandma, huh?
Grandma killing her own daughter.
Snuff them out. I love that.
Snuff them out.
Snuff her out.
Well, now, see, that's odd that it happened during Christmas because, Grandma got run over by the reindeer.
She did.
All sorts of people getting killed at Christmas.
She's wanting her daughter to get blown up.
What about this swatting stuff, Hound? What do we got with this? It's
oh, man, that's crazy.
It's been around for a little bit. We've heard of it in law enforcement circles, but I don't know if people know what that is.
Yeah. Thing that's going around called swatting, SWATTING. Just so happens that I have the definition of swatting. If I can find
we actually touched base on that last podcast, I think.
We did.
We talked about it once before. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the definition, got to put my eyes on, is the action or practice of making prank calls to emergency services in an attempt to bring about a dispatch of large number of armed police officers. I don't know about y'all, but I have a problem with that because pretty much all police officers are armed. Just saying.
And legs, too. They got legs as well.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Damn.
Bring a large number of armed police officers to a particular address. And what brought my attention to that was there's a gamer, that sits around in grandma's basement playing the video games.
His underwear.
Yeah, absolutely. And he got into some type of argument. This guy, the guy got in an argument. It is Tyler Barris. He got in an argument with the guy or some kind of Halo game or something like that. And he
Halo. That's a war game or something. Yeah.
Okay. And after the argument, the guy he was in an argument with called and acted like he was inside Tyler's house and sent the police there to disrupt his household. He acted as a girl that had been taken hostage that was tied up in a closet and got to a phone and calling for help. Help me! Been taken hostage. Come and get me, please. Help me! And blah blah blah.
Oh my God!
It was in Los Angeles, I believe. The LAPD, basically sent the SWAT team out to rescue this little girl that wasn't there. Well, this Tyler kid, he thinks, man, that was pretty cool that he was able to get the SWAT team to come to my house. I think I'll start doing that. So this idiot, he starts off by calling schools, colleges, TV stations, and just all kinds of different places, calling in bomb threats.
I'm sure this old boy's in jail right now, right? Prison somewhere?
He is, yeah. calling in bomb threats. This is in 2015 when this happened. So, and the idiot, every time he would do this, he would post it on Twitter. Or some stuff like, oh, they're getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to send somebody to so and so's house tonight. Y'all stand by. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, that's stupid.
No shit.
Yeah.
Makes it easy on the police.
Oh yeah. Well, he
That reminds me of those guys that reminds me of those guys that take videos of themselves holding a Uzi and a bunch of drugs and money in their hands to show off.
Yeah.
And they're felons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Or
okay, that's a parole violation, motherfucker.
well,
Go pick him up.
On top of that,
go ahead. I'm
know, whenever the person holding the drugs and the Uzi up gets killed, he's a perfect person. He's a pillar of the community. But anyway,
Yep,
so
exactly.
This Tyler dude, he let's see, he starts doing this not only in the Los Angeles area, but all over the country. If you're playing against him in this Halo or Call of Duty or whatever, if he gets pissed off at you because you beat him, he'll call in a fake hostage situation or a fake murder situation and get the SWAT team to come to your house.
Wherever you are.
Wherever you are. Doesn't matter. And after a while, he's kept on doing it so much and kept on bragging about it on Twitter and Instagram that people would actually hire him to make these phone calls, these prank calls on their behalf. So what I'm getting to now is he did this this guy in Wichita, Kansas was playing another guy in Call of Duty. I guess somehow you could wager. Somehow you wager an amount, if you think you could beat somebody. They wagered $1.50 on the outcome of the Call of Duty.
It's an odd amount.
Yep.
It's an odd amount.
Well,
That's my kind of people. I can afford that.
That's all I could, scrape up living in
If you
grandma's
wait to
basement.
payday.
That'd be a daily drinker. Yeah.
Yeah. For a buck, it would be.
So this guy, he contacts this Tyler dude and says, "Hey man, will you send the police to this guy's house?" He said, "This is his address. Just send it in there, and because he screwed me out of some money. I have $1.50.
$1.50.
Yeah." So and Tyler's like, "Yeah, for $50, I'll be more than happy to do it." So I guess they agreed, and I guess he might have somehow got him the money or whatever.
Venmoed him the money.
So now it's
Yeah.
$51.50.
Probably.
What's your PayPal, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. All nice and traceable.
Yep. So he said, "All right, so what's the address you want me to send it to?" He gives him the address, and somehow it was the wrong address. So the police show up at somebody totally innocent's house, had no idea what was going on. They surround the house. There's 4 or 5 people inside. One guy gets up to go to the door, because they had the lights flashing, the blue and red lights. And,
Yeah, I want to see what's going on.
yeah. So this guy goes to the door and is standing there and I had spotlights on him. And he's kind of got his hands like this so he could, try to block the light out. Well, one of the officers thinks that he saw some kind of movement with his other hand, and he drops him.
No.
Shoots him in the chest with the AR-15. Kills him right there, DRT. Well, come to find out, like I said, wrong address. Even
if it was the right address, it would have been a wrong address because it was bullshit.
Yeah.
It's swatted.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, unfortunately, this innocent guy had nothing to do with anything. Just seeing what was going on in front of his house, he ends up dead on the living room floor. And from what I can gather, the Wichita Police Department issued a statement which kind of pissed me off a little bit. They turned on the guy. It said this officer had a AR-15 style weapon, and he was not on the SWAT team. He was not a tactical officer, but yet I believe
He turned on the officer.
Yeah, they turned on the officer.
Okay.
They gave, if I'm not mistaken, they issued that gun to him. It wasn't just one that he happened to have. So they pretty much turned on him. Say, well, we didn't have anything to do with it. If you're gonna sue somebody, sue him. Don't sue us.
Wow.
One of those type deals.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
But anyway, long story short, or longer story shorter, this guy Tyler,
It's too late.
he ends up getting like 20 years for manslaughter.
Now who does? The officer or the guy that called it in?
No,
the guy that called
the guy that called it in.
Right.
The officer didn't get charged with anything.
So the guy that called it in got it for this, but did they look at everything else he did? Did they know his track record of doing this all over the country?
Yes, and he got I think he got 20 years. He got some state time, and he also got federal time as well, since he did it in the states that he did it in was Florida, Illinois, Wisconsin.
That's stupid. You got to know that's coming.
Everywhere.
And not only that, but when you do it across state lines, it is federal. Anytime you cross state lines are crime, right?
Yeah, because he's.
So he got Fed time. He's going to do the whole boat.
Time. Yeah.
Oh, Fed time hurts.
So, he's a stupid idiot. That's what he is. But this
how do they think that's not going to come back on him, Reggie? You're making phone calls from his own phone, right? I mean, I don't know. And he's getting paid money by people in these states through Venmo, probably.
It's like Hound Dog said. He's sitting in his grandma's basement. He thinks he's untouchable. He's not being seen. Nobody
computer
really knows
savvy,
who he is.
right? Computer savvy.
Oh yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
No one can see me. I'm in my basement.
Yeah.
I'm safe down here.
Yeah.
Grandma won't let him.
Unless Grandma wants him killed, she wants him snuffed out.
Snuff them out.
Get it?
Hey, I know two guys that can do it.
Out. Yeah, but go ahead, Hound. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No,
so he's doing 20 years Fed time, you think?
Yeah, he's doing 20 years Fed time, and his co-conspirators, there's two other ones. I think one is the one that actually said, hey, can you send somebody to this address? And another guy was one that's on there kind of like, hey, man, it's pretty cool. I'm glad to see you doing this.
Oh.
You're idiots. But let me find it real quick.
I guess the guy who sent him to that address, especially if the recording, if the guy who asked him to send the cops to the address, if he gave him the address of that guy, wow.
Well, I tell you,
he's an accessory to manslaughter.
Sidebar, all that. Hound Dog's getting ready to read something. Go ahead, Papa.
Yeah, one of the guys one of his co-conspirators in this was Casey Viner. He was 18 years old. Got sentenced to 15 months in prison. Another guy was Shane Gaskill. He's 19 years old and got sentenced to 18 months in prison. So
that's not long, but that's something.
And at the end of the day, a man lost his life.
Yeah,
for nothing.
I'll tell you, talk about being in Grandma's basement. The little sidebar of that is we about shot a guy one time. Very thing, not in the basement, but we were in Vice as Brian Dillon, Buck Buchanan, our beloved Buck, and myself. We stopped this guy on possible drug stuff. He runs, but he pulls up to his front yard, and we pull in behind him. We jump out on him the whole time. He's like, "Grandma, help me! Grandma, help me!" And Brian made a mistake. He reaches in, try to turn the car off, and the guy floors it. And I tell you, he goes between a car and telephone pole down a little hill, and the pitch of that hill is just right. The car wouldn't fit. The bad guy's car would not fit between the parked car and that telephone pole had it not made that one little pitch. But it was just perfectly went down to dead end. He come back right toward us, coming through a yard, Buck's in front of him. I'm L'd out, man. Just perfect situation for us. And the only reason we didn't shoot that boy is he got hooked up on some lawn furniture. Real lawn furniture, and he got stuck. He couldn't go. He couldn't run over a buck.
Wow.
It's the only thing saved him. Yeah, he's wanting Grandma to come out there and save the day.
You about squeezing the trigger on that one.
Oh, it was close. Man, it was L'd out on him and everything. It was textbook. And the lawn furniture hung up in it and saved him.
There's been a few times when I had that trigger. What is it, about a 7-pound pole, 5-pound pole? I've had a couple pounds on that mother, boy, and I had to let off, hoping it wouldn't go off.
Yeah,
just a couple. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
And I got a quick thing too, if you guys don't mind, let me vent here. And a captain, you may understand, as a captain standpoint, you may understand this. I know Reggie, Hound Dog, you as a slick Steve, understand this. A lot of times, the bad guy would come in and file a complaint on an officer for whatever. Say he pulled his gun or he hit me or what he may have done. And we had the body cameras tells it all. And the Gastonia police, and if depending on how bad the complaint is, most of the time the sergeant over that officer gets to investigate that complaint.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I started having filing out a police report. Hound Dog done what? Here, let's fill out this police report. Get it all in writing, get the police report filed, go back and, once I realized that Hound Dog's innocent, he didn't do these things, just come up lying, I tried to charge him with filing a false police report, but administration wouldn't let us. He said, well, we don't stop the good people from coming forward thinking that this is going to happen to them. So, anytime somebody will come and rely on a cop, and it happens a lot, because they think it's going to help them on their charges.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, the administration would not let us charge them with filing a false police report. You're telling me,
and it's such a simple premise. If you don't have repercussions for doing bad things, they'll do them again.
Oh, you're right.
Filing false police report. Hey, I did it before. Yeah, cop was found innocent, but who cares? I'll do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah. And I'm not worried about who's worried about innocent people filing police reports. No innocent person's worried about filing a police report.
And
here's a news flash. If someone breaks in my house here, I drop them in. I don't have a worry in the world calling the police and making a police report about anything because I'm in the right and it really happened. Mm-hmm. They're so, and I use this word, like retarded with the way they go. We don't want to stop good people from reporting crime. Good people report crime all the damn time. That's why, they have no problem reporting crime. When you charge somebody for filing a false police report and it has some teeth to it or a fine or something, it will stop them from doing it again. It doesn't. Innocent people don't hear, regular people don't hear, oh, he filed a false police report and he got fined this or he had to do 30 days in jail. Oh, really? Oh, I'm not going to call the police then and file the break-in that just happened at my house. What if they find it? I'm
not going to tell a lie on, on Officer Hicks because I can go to jail for
I can get dinged up again. Yeah, because there's consequences. Yeah. It's so simple. It's just a simple premise. It's like children. Just, there's got to be consequences that the bad behavior continues. But hey, who do I know? Whatever.
All right, man, I had one more other thing, but I'm going to leave for another night because we are running short on time. Guys, let's revisit the bourbon. Hound Dog. So how was that?
Benchmark small bags. Benchmark. It's benchmark.
Benchmark small bags. He gave it an 8.
And that's one of those special releases they had, right? They just was benchmark and they came out these 5 other things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. It's good.
And you slow gave Larceny a 9, I think, right?
Man, it's for the I'm not a big wheat guy, but for being wheat and the high proof, man, it drinks excellent. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've only had this much of the glass, and I'm finding both of you guys very attractive. That's how high proof this is.
It's time to go, folks. And the 4 Roses small batch, $30 price point. I gave it a 7.5. Very smooth, very cool to drink.
3 daily drinkers
on the palate. Yep, 3 daily drinkers. So there you go.
All right, man. Any last words, guys?
Yeah, give another shout out to you, Houston boys. That was really good, dude.
Yeah, man, I would like to do that. Good shout out to Houston SWAT team, of course, Houston, Texas. They've done a great job with this young man, 8-year-old with terminal cancer, making his day. And also the primary arm for setting that little fellow up free of charge. If you get opportunity to at least go to their website, see what they got, man, maybe you can buy something to support these fine people because these people are supporting cops.
Yep, and I'll try to.
And this, I failed to mention that Julian, he is a son of a police officer from another jurisdiction.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So,
helping out blue family.
Yeah,
I'll try to follow.
Go ahead. It wasn't Houston PD, but he does for another jurisdiction.
In the blue family, yeah. I'll follow up with the CMPD. I'll kind of track that and see where it goes and see how much fallout there is, and I'll maybe touch base on whatever CMPD wants to comment on that. See where that goes.
Cool. And this week, our Renegade Pig shout out is going to go to the New York City guys. New York City.
That's one of those commercials. We got to talk about that one. Some of these commercials that stick with you. Like New York City. That hot sauce.
Paces Paces Pecan.
Pace Pecani. Peaceful
Pecani
Connie sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys,
New
be sure
York
to drink
City.
Boone's Bourbon. While you're drinking Boone's Bourbon, hit that like button, please, and also hit that that subscribe button.
Subscribe.
We're getting subscribers weekly. It's great, man. We certainly appreciate it. But hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, man. That feeds the algorithms. Am I saying it right?
Feeds the beast.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well,
Sounds
Quinny,
good.
my speech therapist says that's not correct, but it feeds that,
Algorithms.
man, and more people can actually get there and see us and hear us do what we're doing.
Nice.
Guys, it's been a pleasure.
Appreciate you guys.
Had
Have a
one.
good week.
Remember, let's drink about it and drink responsibly.
First responders, come home safe.
Hey, Rodinator, what has this been?
This has been a Studio 77 production.
Sarah,
You didn't think I knew that, did you? Huh?
I
You didn't think I knew
my
that?
mind.
You
I
did
was gonna
good.
say
You did good.
I was going to say 66 again, motherfucker.
One of them double numbers.
Yeah.
You mean it's over? Well, shit.